Welcome, you're watching Vox News, your daily evening news with Rita Kamkumo. Our headlines today: Gabon launches a brand new laboratory capable of running 10,000 tests a day as a response to the coronavirus pandemic. The World Health Organization suspends clinical trials of the disputed hydroxychloroquine due to alleged safety concerns. Burundi's main opposition party challenges the victory of ruling party's candidate Evariste Ndayishimiye to court. Our top story today: Gabon is now among the African countries capable of conducting tests per million people amid the coronavirus pandemic. The authorities launched a brand new laboratory on Monday, capable of running 10,000 COVID-19 tests a day, with results available in 24 hours. The Professor Daniel Gahuma Laboratory vows to meet national and regional demand in testing. In terms of capacity, it is the largest laboratory in the Central African Economic and Monetary Community area, according to the Gabonese authorities. The government's objective is to reinforce the national strategy, which consists of diagnosing, isolating and treating the disease. The P2 Plus laboratory is financed by the state for a total of 3.2 billion CFA francs, or about $5 million, and is the result of a partnership with the Chinese firm Beijing Genomics Institute, which formed a local team of 70 technicians and executives. In Madagascar, following a special meeting held on Sunday, the government announced the sending of military and medical reinforcements to the eastern city of Tomasina after the authorities noticed a sharp increase in the number of cases of COVID-19. With a population of about 26 million inhabitants, Madagascar has so far registered 527 cases of coronavirus contamination, including 2 deaths located in the country's second town. About 150 soldiers sent as reinforcements to the city will be in charge of maintaining order and applying preventive measures against the virus, such as mandatory mask wearing or social distancing. A medical team is also in charge of distributing COVID organic drinks to the population, which, according to the Malagasy authorities, is an effective remedy against coronavirus. While the coronavirus pandemic is still spreading across the globe, the World Health Organization announced a drastic decision on Monday during a virtual press conference.
The executive group has implemented a temporary pause of the hydroxychloroquine arm within the Solidarity trial, while the safety data is reviewed by the Data Safety Monitoring Board. The other arms of the trial are continuing.
Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus said the decision to temporarily suspend enrollment for trials using hydroxychloroquine carried out across many countries came after the publication last week of a study in The Lancet, a British scientific journal, indicating that using the medicine on coronavirus patients could increase their chances of dying. The organization then called for the utmost vigilance while the pandemic is ongoing.
Let us be perfectly clear. All countries need to remain on high alert here. All countries need to be ready to rapidly detect cases. Even countries that have had success in suppression, as Mike has said, even countries that have seen a decline in cases must remain ready.
In many countries, it has shown that after a certain number of cases, after a certain threshold, it moves like a bushfire, exponential. It did it in China, in Wuhan. It did it in many European countries, and it's doing it now as you said, in Brazil. It really moves fast. That's why we need to do everything to slow it, and the slowing is mainly in the social measures, social distancing measures that we take, and they have to be as really aggressive as possible.
While French microbiologist Professor Didier Raoult described the Lancet study on Monday as completely bogus, arguing that paracetamol is far more dangerous than hydroxychloroquine, Brazil said it will continue to treat coronavirus with the drug, despite the World Health Organization's decision.
The 3 parties, you see, CNDD-FDD with 3,036,286 votes, or 68.02%, ranked first. CNL with 1,001,230, or 22.43%, ranked second. UPRONA with 108,865 or 2.44% ranked third.
Soit 2,44% classé troisième.
On the political front, Burundi's main opposition party and its candidate in last week's presidential election, Agathon Rwasa, denounced on Monday a masquerade after the announcement of the landslide victory of the ruling party's candidate, Evariste Ndayishimiye. The spokesman for the National Council for Liberty told the AFP that the party is building up a case to appeal to the Constitutional Court, denouncing massive fraud that has marred the elections. The spokesman claimed that his party was at the top of the compilations of the results achieved internally. Should the opposition's appeal be unsuccessful, 52-year-old General Ndayishimiye will replace outgoing President Pierre Nkurunziza and will be invested in August for a 7-year term. In the Democratic Republic of the Congo, about 20 deputies came to blows on Monday in the National Assembly prior to the dismissal of Jean-Marc Kabound, first vice president of the lower house and member of the ruling party, following a petition launched by opposition MP Jean-Jacques Mamba. The petition accused Mr. Kabound, a close friend of President Félix Tshisekedi, of having discredited the assembly with a controversy over the cost of a congress that was to take place. The petition was voted on later in the evening and Mr. Kabound was dismissed, denouncing a conspiracy led by the Common Front for Congo that brings together the political forces of President Tshisekedi's predecessor, Joseph Kabila, which holds a large majority in parliament. The president of the assembly incriminated deputies of the Union for Democracy and Social Progress, President Félix Tshisekedi's political party, which is a minority in the National Assembly.
Ma femme, mes enfants.
In the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Vital Kamerhe's trial for corruption, which resumed on Monday, was postponed until the 3rd of June. President Félix Tshisekedi's chief of cabinet, along with 2 other co-accused, is suspected of embezzling over $50 million from a social housing project. During the second public hearing of his trial, Mr. Kamerhe proclaimed loud and clear his innocence.
Je voudrais qu'on puisse m'aider.
I would like someone to help me. I will answer your question, Your Honor, but I would like someone to help me understand why am I in Makala prison with regard to this first charge. I would like to understand at what level Mr. Kamerhe helped Mr. Jamal to defraud the central bank, since there is no document that I signed for the payment of 57,600,000. There you go, he knows his figure well. Why exactly am I here in Makala? I would like a precise answer to this question. Not rushed, no supposed reasons. I have to be given clear proof.
Incontestable.
Mr. Kamerhe applied for a provisional release, which was again rejected by the court. He will remain in prison until the next hearing of his trial next week, when key witnesses will be heard. The United States called on the African Development Bank to launch an independent investigation into the accusations of alleged ethics breach against its president, Akinwumi Adesina, in a letter from the U.S. Department of the Treasury, whose content was revealed on Monday. Mr. Adesina, in office since 2015, had previously been exonerated by the bank's ethics committee. The development specialist and former Nigerian Minister of Agriculture had received the support of the African Union and the Economic Community of West African States for his re-election as head of the African Development Bank. The Pan-African institution is due to elect its new president at the end of August. On the security front, the Nigerian army claimed on Monday to have killed hundreds of bandits after carrying out a series of airstrikes against armed groups that were terrorizing people in the northwest of the country. The army claimed to have neutralized nearly 200 armed bandits in the Jibia and Zumi forest camps. The northwest of the country has been home to criminal groups for many years, perpetrating attacks on civilians to steal livestock or land and kidnapping for ransom. The Nigerian Navy reported on Monday that 8 members of the crew of a container ship who were kidnapped and detained for 41 days by pirates of Benin at the end of April were released and are currently under medical observation in Lagos. Transeste, the German company manager of the container ship belonging to a Singaporean company, has confirmed in a statement that the people detained by pirates who attacked the boat off Cotonou in Benin on the 19th of April will soon be with their families. Among the kidnapped crew members were Russian, Ukrainian, Bulgarian and Filipino nationals. Finally, the FIFA announced on Monday its decision to temporarily suspend the president of the Haitian Football Federation, Mr. Yves Jean-Bart, accused of rape on minor players. Mr. Bar, who is the subject of an investigation by the Brigade for the Protection of Minors of the Haitian Judicial Police, is banned from carrying out any activity related to football at the national and international level for a period of 90 days. Mr. Bar, who has been running the Haitian Football Federation for 2 decades, is denying all charges against him. That's it for today. Thank you for watching Vox News.